Today, we embark on a journey into the world of research. Let's familiarize ourselves with the format of a research paper tailored for technical vocational livelihood students. Let's dive into the essential elements that should be included on the front page of your research paper. The front page serves as the initial impression of your work, so it's crucial to present key information clearly. The front page typically includes several key components, each serving a specific purpose in identifying and contextualizing your research. At the top of the front page, prominently display the title of your research project. This should capture the essence of your study. Below the title, list the lead proponent and any team members involved in the research. This provides recognition for those who contributed to the project. Include the grade level and section, along with the track or strand pursued by the researchers. Additionally, indicate the school year during which the research was conducted. Specify the track or strand relevant to your research, such as TBL, AFA, food processing. At the bottom of the front page, include relevant school information such as the school name and location. By including these key components on the front page, you provide essential context and identification for your research project, ensuring that readers can easily understand its scope and origin. Let's move on to discussing the abstract section of your research paper. Abstract is a crucial component of any research paper. An abstract provides a concise summary of the entire study, capturing its key elements and findings. The abstract provides a concise overview of our research, including its objectives, methods, results, and conclusions. It serves as a summary of our study's key findings, making it accessible to readers who may be interested in our research but want a quick understanding of its main points. Here's a breakdown based on the example provided. The title should be clear and descriptive, summarizing the research topic. For instance, impact of fermentation time on the nutritional profile and sensory attributes of Filipino fermented vegetable pickles. The abstract should clearly state the research objective, outlining what the study aims to achieve. In this case, it's to investigate how fermentation time affects the nutritional composition and sensory characteristics of Filipino fermented vegetable pickles. For the methods, briefly mention the methodology used, such as standardized fermentation protocols and laboratory analysis of nutritional parameters and sensory evaluation. In the results, summarize the main findings of the study, highlighting key outcomes like the impact of fermentation time on nutritional content and sensory attributes. For conclusion, conclude with the significance of the findings and their implications, emphasizing the importance of optimizing fermentation time for product quality and consumer acceptance. Remember, the abstract should be concise yet informative, providing a clear overview of the research paper. Next is the approval sheet. The approval sheet signifies the endorsement of our research by relevant authorities, including the research advisor, oral examination committee members, and school principal. It confirms that our research has met the necessary standards and requirements for academic evaluation. Let's move on to discussing the content of the research paper. Our research paper follows a structured format, including sections such as the rationale, objectives, conceptual framework, statement of the problem, significance of the study, methods, findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Each section provides essential information about our research process and outcomes. Ensure adherence to the specified word count for each section or some part of the section, as indicated in the research format. Managing word counts is aimed to keep your research paper concise and focused. Remember, adhering to the specified word count demonstrates your ability to communicate your ideas clearly and efficiently. Now, let's break down the essential components of the research paper. For the research title and lead proponent, the example of the research is titled Impact of Fermentation Time on Nutritional Profile and Shelf Life of Filipino Fermented Vegetable Pickles, with Juby P. Gomez serving as the lead proponent. This title encapsulates the focus and scope of our investigation. For the rationale of the research proposal, the specified word count for this section is not more than 200 words. In the rationale section of a research paper, we delve into why the study is essential. Firstly, we provide background information offering a brief overview of the topic at hand, such as fermented foods in Filipino cuisine. Then, we highlighting the gap in current knowledge, pinpointing what research has not covered. In our case, the influence of fermentation time on nutritional aspects. Next, we emphasize why bridging this gap matters. This could involve promoting healthier eating habits, preserving cultural traditions, or addressing specific societal needs. Lastly, we tie the rationale back to our study objectives, clarifying how our research aims to address the identified gap. By adhering to simplicity and clarity, we ensure that readers grasp the significance of our study without feeling overwhelmed. Keeping it focused helps convey the importance of our research in a concise manner. Let's discuss the objectives of the research proposal. Keeping it concise and focused. It is in a bullet form and not more than 3. Here are the objectives based on the example provided. First, we aim to assess how fermentation time influences changes in nutritional parameters such as vitamin C content and probiotic count. Secondly, we seek to identify the optimal fermentation duration that maximizes nutritional content while ensuring product safety and shelf stability. These objectives provide a clear roadmap for our research, guiding our efforts to achieve meaningful outcomes. Let's delve into the research framework, which provides the conceptual and operational framework for our study. Here's how we can structure it, drawing insights from the example provided. Start by outlining the conceptual framework, which discusses the theoretical underpinnings of our research. In our case, it involves understanding how fermentation time influences nutritional profile and sensory attributes. Next, detail the operational framework, which explains the practical aspects of our research methodology. This includes the experimental design, data collection methods, analysis techniques, and interpretation of findings. By clearly defining both the conceptual and operational aspects of our research, we provide a comprehensive framework for understanding and implementing our study. Now, let's move on to the literature review section, where we explore existing research related to our topic. Provide not more than 10 literatures, include the seminal references. Here's how we can structure it based on the example provided. Start by discussing relevant studies conducted locally. For instance, we could talk about the cultural significance of fermented foods in Filipino cuisine. Next, explore research from other countries. We might discuss studies on fermentation processes and their effects on food quality, drawing parallels to our research. Remember, it's crucial to include seminal references and keep the discussion focused on how each study relates to our research topic. The literature review examines relevant works related to our research topic, both locally and internationally. By reviewing existing literature, we contextualize our study within the broader research landscape and identify gaps that our research aims to address. Let's move on to the statement of the problem, which identifies the key research questions or issues our study seeks to address. The statement of the problem articulates the research questions or objectives that our study seeks to answer. It clarifies the specific issues or phenomena under investigation, guiding our research process and analysis. Here's how we can structure it, drawing from the example provided. Begin by stating the specific research questions that guide our inquiry. For instance, we may ask how different fermentation durations affect the nutritional content and sensory attributes of fermented vegetable pickles. Let's discuss the significance of the study, which highlights the importance and relevance of our research. The specified word count for this section is not more than 150 words. The significance of the study elucidates the relevance and importance of our research within academic, practical, and societal contexts. It explains why our research matters and how it contributes to existing knowledge, practices, or policies. Here's how we can approach it, drawing inspiration from the example provided. Start by emphasizing the multifaceted significance of our study. We can mention its relevance to preserving culinary traditions, promoting health outcomes, supporting sustainability efforts, and enhancing consumer satisfaction. By articulating the various dimensions of significance, we demonstrate the broader impact and implications of our research. Now let's dive into the method section, where we outline how the research was conducted. The method section outlines the research design, participants, procedure, analysis techniques, and instrumentation used in our study. It provides transparency regarding our research approach, ensuring the validity of our findings. Here's how we can structure it, following the example provided. For the participants, the specified word count for this section is not more than 100 words. Begin by describing who participated in the study. For instance, we could mention individuals involved in pickle production, culinary experts, and consumers. For the procedure, the specified word count for this section is not more than 300 words. Next, detail the step-by-step process followed during the research. This includes preparing the vegetable mix, the fermentation process, sampling analysis, and shelf life determination. For the analysis technique, the specified word count for this section is not more than 200 words. Explain the methods used to analyze the data. In our case, it involves a combination of quantitative analysis for nutritional parameters and qualitative analysis for sensory evaluation. Now, let's delve into the findings of our study, where we present the results and outcomes of our research efforts. Here's how we can structure it, drawing insights from the example provided. Start by highlighting the major themes or key findings that emerge from our analysis. This could include variations in nutritional parameters, sensory evaluation results, microbial dynamics, consumer preference trends, and optimal fermentation durations. By organizing our findings into major themes, we provide a clear and structured overview of the research outcomes. Now, we'll present the results and discussions. Here's a concise breakdown drawing from the example provided. For the nutritional changes, our analysis revealed notable variations in key nutritional parameters such as vitamin C content, probiotic count, and pH level across different fermentation durations. For instance, we observed a gradual decrease in vitamin C content with longer fermentation times alongside an increase in probiotic counts. For the sensory evaluation results, Similarly, sensory evaluation data highlighted differences in appearance, aroma, flavor, texture, and overall acceptability among pickles fermented for varying durations. Shorter fermentation times generally resulted in higher ratings for sensory attributes. In interpreting these findings, we discussed the implications for product quality, consumer acceptance, and cultural authenticity. We emphasized the importance of balancing fermentation time to achieve desired nutritional and sensory qualities. By summarizing our research findings and their implications, we provide a clear understanding of the outcomes of our study. The conclusion summarizes our research findings, synthesizes key insights, and offers implications for practice, policy, or future research. The specified word count for this section is not more than 150 words. Let's wrap up our presentation with the conclusions drawn from our study. Here's how we can structure it, inspired by the example provided. Begin by summarizing the key findings and insights obtained from our research. Highlight the main outcomes and implications of our study in a concise manner. Discuss the broader significance of our findings, emphasizing their relevance to consumers, food producers, policymakers, and researchers. Explain how our research contributes to addressing important issues in food production, nutrition, and public health. By summarizing our conclusions, we can effectively communicate the significance of our study and its implications for various stakeholders. For the recommendations provide actionable suggestions based on our findings, guiding stakeholders in decision-making or further inquiry. The specified word count for this section is not more than 150 words. In the reference list, also known as the bibliography, provides a comprehensive list of all the sources referenced within the research paper. It typically appears at the end of the document and follows a specific citation style. Adhere to a consistent citation style ensures academic integrity and professionalism in their work. Next is appendices. Appendices contain additional information that supplements the main body of the research paper. Examples of content that can be included in appendices are letter of permission to conduct study, letter of permission to administer questionnaire checklist, letter to the respondent, certificate of content validation of the questionnaire checklist, certificate of statistician, and Gantt chart activities. It is important to label each appendix clearly and refer to it within the main text when necessary. You may also include your curriculum vitae in the last part of your research paper. And that concludes our discussion on the research paper format for TBL. By following these guidelines, students can effectively structure their research papers, ensuring clarity, professionalism, and adherence to academic standards. Remember, mastering these formatting techniques not only enhances academic performance, but also prepares students for success in their future endeavors. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any further questions, feel free to ask. Have a great day.